everyone, what's going on? I'm just waking up. I don't know what I'm gonna do today, but I think I'm gonna go check out an abandoned shopping mall. Not just any abandoned mall. I'm gonna take viewers inside the most epic abandoned mall in the world. So I'm gonna go get ready and we'll take this journey together. Yeah, you could start the theatrical music. Hey everyone, this is Seph Lawless. I'm inside the most epic abandoned mall I've ever been in. Stay tuned for more. No one else has documented more abandoned shopping malls than me. I was the first explorer to appear on Viceland's Abandoned national television show. I was interviewed by Ronan Farrow inside a mall for NBC's Today Show. Several of my photo projects have been viral over the years. All you have to do is Google Seph Lawless malls to see some of those stories. Now, one of the most popular questions I get asked in interviews, whether I'm being interviewed on ABC News or CNN, everyone wants to know what it feels like to be inside a shopping mall. Well, that's really hard to put into words, but for me, it's profoundly sad. These are very nostalgic places for me. I grew up with shopping malls. These were communal spaces. These were gigantic chat rooms before the internet ever existed. And now we see them slowly crumbling and fading away. So documenting these American ruins is imperative for me to do. This isn't just a passion, it's become an obsession. These places tell a story of an America we once knew, and a forewarning of an America we dare not envision. When was the last time you went to a shopping mall? When was the last time you went to a shopping mall and just walked around, or met a friend, or sipped on an Orange Julius? I bet you can't even remember. But for some of us, we shared some of our most fondest memories here at the American shopping mall. As a kid, some of my favorite stores at the mall were Tape World, Record Den, and Spencer's. I walk around this abandoned mall, it's like being in a crowd full of strangers. Most of the storefronts are unrecognizable, the names are gone. It's like a sea of nameless faces. As I walk around, I look for clues of anything that could offer some nostalgic memory of what it used to be, what it once was. Until you become overwhelmed by what all of this has become, which is a former shell of itself, buried away and forgotten. Quintessential question is this the end of the American shopping mall? Is this the end of a communal space where Americans can go into and talk to other people and look them in the eyes, look them in the face, instead of looking down on their cell phones? The more I explore this abandoned mall, I'm left with more questions than I have answers. Sometimes it's like I'm hitting a brick wall, but I refuse to let that deter my journey. After all, I grew up here. A lot of people over the years have described my journey of exploring abandoned malls as waving goodbye, but I'm just trying to say hello. I desperately want to remember because I miss it. I miss everything that happened here. In 1955, American immigrant and Austrian designer Victor Gruen had a vision of bringing the community feeling of the European arcade to the suburbs of America. And in 1956, Victor Gruen designed the very first shopping mall in Minnesota. The genius design he created consisted of an intentionally confusing layout that would greet consumers the moment they entered the shopping mall, causing people to lose track of their original intentions. This method of design would later be referred to as the Gruen transfer. Victor Gruen envisioned a peaceful atrium with plant life and trees, a place separated from the industrial complex outside, especially that of the automobile. You see, Victor Gruen despised the automobile. He hated the sound of the cars. He hated the pollution that they created. And in his early writings, he even indicated that he believed cars were antisocial to human development. Ironically, Gruen's creation only served to strengthen the suburban car culture that he so much despised. Later in life, Victor Gruen became disillusioned with malls and their unintended consequences. He revisited one of his old shopping centers and saw all the sprawling development around it and pronounced himself in, quote, severe emotional shock, end quote. Shopping malls had become disfigured by the ugliness and comfort of the land-wasting seas of parking around them. He said this in an anguished speech in London in 1978. Quote, "My creation wasn't intended to create a gigantic shopping machine," end quote. Victor Gruen would go on to say, quote, "I am devastated. I hope all shopping malls end up neglected, abandoned, and forgotten. I refuse to pay alimony for those bastard developments," end quote. He later would return to Vienna, where he would become a recluse until his death on February 14, 1980, Valentine's Day. I was only 9 years old, and I remember looking up at the gigantic spaceship-like skylights that fearlessly dangled over my head, ready to pull me into outer space at any given moment. There's still enough beauty here to make your chest feel like it's going to cave in. Dear Seph, I got my first job here. I knew it wouldn't last forever, but I didn't think it would end this way, not in my wildest dreams. I mean nightmares. Mark Lorick. Dear Seph, I remember eating cotton candy underneath the escalator and the sounds of the people laughing, feet shuffling, as the gentle sounds of falling water from one of the many fountains surrounded me. This was America. Holly Stanton. Seph, your pictures leave me breathless. I remember shopping here weekly with my family. It is completely surreal to see it empty and abandoned now. Where are the people? Where are the families? Where is America? John Sherman. You came, you shopped, you dressed nice, you went to the mall. That's what people did. It was very consumer driven. had a kind of an ugly side, but there was something beautiful about it. There was something there. Gazing down at the motionless escalators, dead plants, and empty benches below, Seph Lawless adds, "It's still beautiful though. It's almost like ancient ruins." The Guardian newspaper, June 19th, 2014. Seph Lawless, I have to ask, wonder, just how eerie is it being in these malls? Your footsteps, the silence, the past as you know it, all around you. It's really incredible. Thank you, Teresa Hewlett. What a shame. I was at this mall on its opening day. It was beautiful. David Miller. I proposed to my wife here. We had 3 beautiful children and spent much of our lives together until her untimely death 30 years ago. I'd visit here regularly trying to find closure and never was able to. But now I am. Thank you, Seph. William Lellis. Makes me sad. I made a lot of wishes in that fountain as a kid. So sad to see so much death in a place that at one time had so much life. Holds many memories. Thank you, Holly Ramsey. I remember looking through the glass windows full of things I could never afford, but I still enjoyed looking at them. Donna Wheaton. I still remember kissing my first boyfriend here, Kathy Holbrook. Seph, your pictures look as though a bomb has hit America. I never knew America could look this way. Larry Strauss. I remember looking down over the rails at all the people when I was a child. I never seen that many people in one place at the same time. Jen Robeck. I grew up strolling through those malls, back in their glory days. It is amazing how you captured the eerie silence that has befell upon the corridors. Fabulous work, Seph. Rebecca Banta Riviera. I just saw your interview on ABC News. Great interview and awesome work. I was born in 1960, here in Atlanta. I have seen many changes and not for the good. Many buildings and dwellings that ended up just like this. Your photos are haunting and make me feel good at the same time because I remember some of the great places in this city and what they meant to me as a kid. David Morley. My city isn't just losing jobs. We're losing people, and it's frightening. Darlene Santos. Thank you for these photos, Seph. I remember visiting Santa Claus as a kid at these malls. Christmas time was beautiful. Later on, I eventually got my first job at the mall. The mall had character, and the architecture was absolutely beautiful. Emily Zoya. I didn't think the problems we face as a country would change unless we face these problems. And I thought we could start by simply looking at them. Seph Lawless, CNN. Sometimes words aren't enough, so I started taking pics.